I'm going to do a walkthrough of the Hermit Market Square combo, which is an old one. Actually, both these cards from Dark Ages, so it's been around quite a while. It's a pretty strong combo. It's one that most of the time these two things appear together, you're going to be playing it. It's not the fastest, it's not like a Gamble Souk where it's automatic, but quite a bit of the time, this is what you're going to have to be playing. It's complicated enough that you need to actually know what you're doing. There's been some number of videos about it in the past, but I think actually none since Hermit got its errata, where it says exchanges for a madman versus used to say trash this and gain a madman. So it definitely plays a little bit differently now that this is the case. Madmen are the really contested pile rather than hermits. So things are definitely a little bit different. How this is going to work, the kind of core thing of it is that Hermit says you may trash a non-treasure from your hand, and Market Square says one of your cards is trashed, you can discard it to gain a gold. And Hermit also comes with this nice card, Madman, which will help you put Hermit together with a number of Market Squares. And there's actually a very specific order to things where it's not just like, get a bunch of Hermits, get some Market Squares, everything will work out okay. There's actually a very specific formula, and that is you're going to get an odd number of Hermits. This is either going to be 7, usually in the contested case for this, or it's going to be 9 in the uncontested case. And you are going to try to maintain that number of Hermits plus Madman basically for the entire game. What's going to happen is you're going to start by rushing down the Hermits, and then at some point you're going to get to your number, at which point, rather than be gaining Hermits on all of your Hermit plays, you're going to start gaining some Market Squares while making sure that you maintain, however many Hermits and Madman. At some point, you're going to want to get it such that you have exactly 3 more Madmen than you do Hermits, at which point you can trigger your big turn. What's going to happen on your big turn is you will play those 3 Madmen that are extra to draw up your deck. You'll be playing Hermit to trash one of these starting estates that we're somehow going to still have around. And at that point, you're going to react all of the Market Squares that you have accumulated over time. You can play your next Madman, draw it all up, do it again, repeat until you run out of Hermits, either twice in the 7 case or 3 times in the 9 case, where in the 7 case you're going to have 5 Madmen, 2 Hermits. So twice. In the 9 case, you're going to have 6 Madmen, 3 Hermits, 3 times. In this case, we're going to go ahead and we'll do a 7 playthrough of the 7 case, just because that's going to be a little bit more common where it's contested. And so let's go ahead, and as promised, we're just going to go ahead and rush down these Hermits. So Hermit. At this point, we're going to talk a little bit about the contested versus uncontested case. If you remember right, one of the things that we're doing is at the end of the game, when we have our big turn, we're going to be trashing some starting cards. And so in the 7 case, when you have 2 Hermits, you better have 2 estates around. In the non-contested case, when you have 3 Hermits, you better have 3 estates still around. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to wait. The reason is on turn 3, you're actually rarely going to know whether it's going to be contested for you or not. What'll happen is a lot of the time, just because Hermit is this good a card, your opponent will have also opened double Hermit, and you're going to have no idea. And so at that point, you don't know whether it's okay to trash an estate, in which case you'll have 2 left for the contested case, or you don't trash an estate for when you're going to have 3. In any case, let's just go ahead and keep rushing down our Hermits. At this point, turn 4, we probably actually will know at this point whether the opponent is going to be contesting this or not. So in this case, we're going to say that yes, they are. Let's go ahead and trash an estate and keep rushing down our Hermits. At this point, we're playing this 7 version of it, and so you'll note we have 1 Madman, and this will get us up to 6 Hermits. So we are at our 7 as of turn 5. And here's where things are going to change a little bit with the errata. If you're familiar with the old version of Hermit, you had to be holding on to your Madman desperately for this combo. That is no longer the case, because you can get them back. And so in this case, we can track that we actually have another Hermit in here and go ahead and play this Madman. Because what will happen is, we play the Madman, we're down to 6 Hermits plus Madmen. but we can get this one back into the deck, and so we're back to 7. Gain a market square with this one, and now we're going to be at 2 Madmen. And we can actually just kind of keep cycling through this way. Play Madman, play Madman. We have 3 Hermits, and so 3 of these Hermits are going to turn into, well, 3 of these Hermits are going to turn into Madmen. We can get a market square off this one. We're still at 7 total, and keep working through the deck like this. Here we didn't get all the Madmen, but same thing. 2 Hermits. We need to replace one of these Madmen that we lost. That's a Hermit, and then we can get another market square. And so, in this way, you can see we're up to 4 Madmen at this point. I'll just go ahead and play this out. 3 Hermits remaining. We do not want to be playing these Madmen. We can't replace them. And so we'll go ahead and get our 2 Hermits and count it out. 2 Madmen here. 3 Hermits are going to be in play. That's going to be 5 Madmen total. So let's get our 2 Hermits. That'll be the things that we trash with. Last market square, and then we're good. So we're set to go on this turn. This is not going to go. You do not want to be playing a market square and then a Madman. That is going to reduce the amount of gold you can get. Very bad. And so we're actually going to have to wait a turn to trigger this off one way or another. I'm going to go ahead and play this market square. Just it doesn't really matter. Like if we draw a Madman, not the biggest deal. We're going to end up playing this Hermit. And we'll note that if we were to be gaining a Madman with this, we'd have to be gaining another Hermit. But we actually really do not need 6 Madmen here. Another market square does do us some amount of good, and so what we can actually do with this is we can go ahead and we can buy a copper, just make sure we keep this as a Hermit. We have plenty of Madmen down there. We're going to be able to draw the copper just fine, and so let's go ahead and buy this copper. Here's the big turn coming up. You can see it's turn 11, pretty dang fast. 1, 2, 3 Madmen to draw the deck. You can see we have Hermit, trash estate, we react all our market squares. Gain another market square. We'll be able to react it on this next one. Draw it all back up with the Madmen. Do it again. Gain another market square. Sure. Actually, this should actually be a silver, just to give us a little bit more money in the deck. Play out all the market squares. Look at all the money we have. It's 43. That's enough to buy 5 provinces. So. Probably at this point, if it's the contested case, we can go ahead and do that. Obviously, there's all this alt VP on the board that we're ignoring, in which case you might want to be considering something other than 5 provinces. But here's what it does. You're going to have 43. You can just go ahead and put the provinces in your deck. Probably put another silver in your deck, and then what'll happen is that your deck is like so full of gold, silver, whatever. That you'll often have no problems hitting 8 going forward. And so, you get the 5 provinces on the turn you trigger, turn 11, but then turns 12, 13, we're looking at even more. So, from here, it's just going to be buy out the provinces to end the game, hopefully win it at that point, and your opponent will probably not have enough points left in the board, maybe not this board, but a standard board to be able to catch up with you. So, there's Hermit Market Square, the new version where you are playing your Madmen throughout the entire game. Get your odd number of Hermits, get 3 more Madmen than Hermits, and you can go off.